We're gonna get rocking today. Welcome to today's 1% Club. I have brought in a special guest to help me do this. Now, before I get him on here, I'm gonna do my part. Then I'm gonna let him launch his part, and then we're gonna come together and tear it apart. So if that sounds good to you guys, I'm ready to rock and roll. Give me a thumbs up if it's clear. Is the sound okay, or is it muffled?
It sounds good, man. What's
all
not
good.
clear is your bearded, your man of the sea beard. What is up?
Like it, baby. I've been guarding this lighthouse out here.
I wish I could grow a beard like that, man. You looking good.
That's too funny. It's my honoring Rick Cheehaw beard. My brother Rick, who we all love, and I cried on the live stream, is beautiful, and we are going to remember him and celebrate his life. I'm going to be a better person because of that, man. He was.
Love it. You're looking good, brother. He looks down upon us.
Yep. He's never seen me with this. And Rob, I tried to log in on my laptop 9 times. I don't know what's wrong. I've been using it all day, but not now. But hopefully, let me check the power on my, 75% power on the iPhone. We are good. So a couple things. I found this interesting. I was just talking with Vincent yesterday. We had this agent. She's fired up. But she was like, but the printing, I print 3,500 full color postcards a month. I can't switch. It's that costs, and it Regis, it's $1 a page. That's $3,500 a month is what that costs. It's a lot of money. And I go, well, Athos, do you know what that costs us? I don't know what it costs, but it's a lot. So I go, Vincent, first thing, call FedEx, Kinko's, call around, find out what we can print 3,500 5x7 postcards. So she's making a few mistakes. Number one, she's letting the cost of that get between her and her goals and dreams. But before I give you the answer, I want somebody other than Randy Bird, because he's an expert. Other than Randy, you get your turn, Randy. What is the issue if she's concerned about that? Anybody, like, what's the solution? The ultimate solution. Who wants to take a stab at it? And there's no bad answer. Somebody's got to take a stab at it. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to put you down.
See if you can get the company, your upline, your personal self to help offset the cost. And like you said, printed of 3,500 postcards, but it's obviously the money as part of it, and the value she hasn't really seen just yet, or the pain you haven't dug into enough yet, because she's stopping to reach your goals for $3,500.
Yep. Very good, Andre. Very good. And that's what Vincent did. He offered her X amount of money every month to help cover the printing costs. It was a great idea on Vince's part. Great idea of your part. Get into the pain. If you stay, what's it going to cost you? Your goals and dreams. What's that cost? Right? Very good. But that's not the answer. But it was a good guess. I'll take one more. Is anybody out there who's like, I know. It's like Mr. Carter.
She's afraid to step out on her own. She's afraid that it won't work for her without those postcards. So if she can make up her mind to leave the postcards alone for 1 month and do what she needs to do with the attractions, I think maybe she will be okay and leave them alone totally.
So the fear of not having them produce those postcards for her, can I be okay without the postcards, without their support?
Yes.
Good, very good one. So very good. Nothing wrong with anybody said. So here it is. Anytime they say, yeah, but I've got billboards I have to redo. I've got branding. I've got marketing. I've got my office space. Let me translate all that, including they give me $800 a month, that we don't know what it costs for 3,500 full color postcards every month. But and you could go this route. I said, by the way, what do you pay them? And it's $80,000 a year. She pays them $80,000 a year. Let me ask you guys a question: are those postcards free? No, they are not free. And so let's say that the postcards cost her $500 a month. So it's like, what, $6,000 a year? Take it off. She's still paying, $74,000 a year. So, but that's not even the issue. We're tripping over, and everybody trips over these things. The issue is she doesn't understand the model. That's the issue. Anytime they throw up a flare and say, my office, the postcards, they don't get it. I talked to her, I said, hey, did Vincent send you the modelexplain.com? She goes, yeah, he did. And she didn't say nothing. I go, did you watch it? Now, sometimes they go, yeah, I watched it. I go, can I be honest with you? Did you watch it with your full attention, or were you a little bit distracted? And I nod my head, smiled, and I go, yeah, I was a little bit distracted. I go, did you watch it all or just kind of the first part? She was, yeah, just the first part. Now that didn't happen this time, but I've done this a million times. I go, so you saw like half of it? Yeah, I saw half of it. So you're like 5 minutes worth? I go, yeah. I go, it's 36 minutes long. You saw the introduction and you were writing a counteroffer or a purchase contract or a lease agreement while you were watching it, or the kids are right. Yeah. Okay. Because everything you're saying to me is answered in that video for the majority. I go, so let's back the train up. Will you make a commitment to me to go home and watch this with your wife, to go home and watch this with your husband, or go home and watch it with your best buddy in real estate? Will you do that tonight? I don't have to be with you tomorrow for 15 to 20 minutes. It's going to genuine, sincere questions on your part that need to be answered. It'll actually generate questions. So can you watch it tonight? And they're like, yes. I said, great. Let's make an appointment for tomorrow. And then let's talk. Because right now, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I could spend the next hour explaining it to you. Or you can just watch that video that is spot on. What do you say? So every time they're throwing up flares, or they'll say, no, I watched the video. You got to call them out. Did you watch the entire video? Oh, yeah, I watched the whole thing. Did you give it your full attention? Were you distracted? Well, yeah, I was distracted. I go, okay, good. Because that explains everything. And I'm just quiet. What does it explain? I go, everything you're saying to me is explained in that video. I think you were a bit distracted. And I've had a few times, maybe, I got to be honest, I think twice in 7 years where people said, nope, I completely watched it. I was very focused. I'm like, all right, well, then EXP isn't for you. And I take it away. There's plenty of fish out there. That is rare. Usually they will confess they were distracted. They watched part of it. And so really important that you not stumble over that. Now, Vincent already offered big money for printing, which he'll now have to pay. That is not the answer. The answer is not cutting your commission to 1% to get the listing. The answer is you have not provided enough value to earn 3% or 4%. Commissions are fully negotiable. I don't care what you get. Yes, I'm aware of the lawsuit. But the point is, in the absence of value, it's about printing 3,500 postcards. It's about the 80-20 split. It's about the $16,000 in the absence. So you got to go back to your value prop and say, oh my gosh, you've got to meet XYZ. Now, I just got off the phone an hour ago with another woman, and she said, yeah, but I'm super loyal. They've been so good to me. My broker's been so good to me at Keller Williams. He's been so good. It's going to be so hard to leave. She's actually thinking about it, right? And I said, okay, all right. And I said, we've been talking for a while. Can I just be really honest with you? She goes, yeah. I said, you are like the person who says, but I love my landlord. I love him. He's been so good to me. If there's a problem, he runs right over. He does the pool chemicals. He mows the lawn. I mean, I've been here for 28 years now in Seattle or San Diego or San Francisco. 20 years. It's so good. I mean, in the apartment complex, we have a gym. There are 20 brand new Pelotons. I love being a tenant. This is what you're saying to me. Here's what I want you to do. Think about what you're saying. I want you. I love that you're loyal, and I respect you for that. I did it with this kind of energy. Energy is the key to sales, guys. It's the key to life. I said, here's the deal. I want you to be loyal to your broker, but I want you to be more loyal to your children, to your family. You should not put your broker and where you work above the needs of your family. Because that's what you're doing right now. She goes, good point, right? And so I said, by the way, have you seen the model explained? She was like, no, I know I said I'd watch it, but I didn't. I said, look, I was in the Mona Lisa last year. I saw it, but if I were to describe it to you, I wouldn't do it justice. A picture's worth 1,000 words. So we're going to back the train up. I do it every time. Stop talking. So I'm going to give you 3 homework assignments. Number 1, watch the modelexplain.com with your husband, because she actually said her and her husband were talking about leaving Keller Williams because they've been there for how long? 16 years. And she's just like, I'm just not seeing the value, and they keep raising the fees. And I said, okay, that's good. So watch it with your husband. Number 2, meet Kim Frazier. This particular woman's in Spokane, Washington. I go, meet Kim Frazier. She's like the girl next door. She will become your best friend. You will fall in love with Kim Frazier. She sells like 90 homes a year at $900,000 each. She's a legit rock star, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more just like her at EXP. And I go, you need to meet Kim Frazier. So watch the video, meet Kim Frazier. But then the third thing is, I want you to do 1 or 2 beta tests. If you like what you see, I want you to show that video to your best friend. And I made a list of 8 people who made that list for me, and Randy Bird was one of them. And he's about to come on and talk to you guys. And he wanted to meet early because he wakes up early. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I pressed play. I literally set my alarm, went back to sleep, and he watched the whole presentation. I woke up for the end, literally. And there's 1,000 people in the organization. I slept while it was going because I didn't explain it. I pressed play. So there's that. I'll save the rest for what I had because I want to get Randy on here, but I want to say this. Any of you have problems right now? I just read a great Tony Robbins quote. You got problems, you got financial problems, you got marriage problems, you got emotional problems, are you feeling depressed? That's a problem. Are you like feeling lost? That's a problem. Listen to me. Problems need energy to survive. If you're feeding energy that nobody likes me, if you're feeding, I'm not making it, it's not working. I can't sell a home. You're giving it energy. It's like pouring fertilizer on your problems. What you focus on expands. Catch yourself and say, no. People love me, and I love people. And I realize not everybody loves me. I am well aware of that. Some people I repel, whatever. I've had people go, guys, I don't care, but I love them. Assume people love you, not in a narcissistic way. But man, why wouldn't they love you? Because you're a loving soul. And you get on there and you love them. Now, for me as a Christian, I let God love them through me. That's kind of how I do it, okay? You do what you do. I won't put my Christian loving Jesus trip on you. You do. If you're Jewish, put your Yahweh thing and your shalom or whatever it is, whatever goodness you have in you. We stand with Israel right now. I'll tell you that, man. We stand with Israel. But so Randy Bird, I'm going to bring you on, and today we want to hear from you a little bit. I got like 2 more pages of notes, but it's your turn. I want to do a little seesaw here. So Randy, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it. I got maybe 2 hours max of content, so we're going to be good to go here.
Love it, baby.
I appreciate it. So what Brent asked me to come on and talk about today is retention, right? Retention. Why is that important? What is retention? Why bother, right? And so let me describe most of, especially 1% Club. This is the leaders of the company. This is the emerging leaders of the company. These are people that matter in the company, right? You're an influencer. You're influencing people. You're bringing people in. Let me explain what your business looks like. You have this beautiful, beautiful big house, big 8-foot door, 8-foot tall door, arched at the top, stained glass windows. I mean, wrought iron. It's the most beautiful entry door to your business you've ever seen. And as they walk in and they walk over the travertine tile and the handmade wood, you got a big back door that looks like the door at Costco that rolls up, the big metal door. That's the back door of your business. And that's where the retention's leaving your business. You've got this big, beautiful facade. You got this big, beautiful front door. You've got all these value propositions to get them into your business. And they get in there and you let them wander around the house on their own and find the back door. And they're out in the backyard looking around going, I don't really have any support. I don't have anybody here that I'm aware of, that I'm looking at, right? So today I'm going to talk to you some things that are going to be valuable for you in the retention piece. Listen, we've all struggled with retention. I've got some of my organization on here personally. It's personal. I don't mean anything by it for anybody, but I cannot rely on my people to be in charge of their people as a leader. I think it's a disservice. Isn't it better to have 6 or 7 or 10 leaders looking over your people and loving on them and supporting them and retaining them because they're known, they're heard. That's what this is about. This is not about, I'm not going to name my organizational players and leaders. I got amazing ones. This is about you and your business, whether you got 20, 50, 500, or 5,000. The problem's the same. If you don't become a leader and emerge as a leader, then your people are going to leave you because they don't understand the value of your organization. They understood the value of EXP coming into the model, but that leaves them once they get into your organization many times. They get confused. They get on an island. They get isolated, right? So if this is ringing a bell with you, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things today. Leadership, number one, don't count on others, not their sponsor, not your senior partners, nobody. I think you should take ownership of this. And when we did this in my organization, we moved from having some of the worst retention in the company. Not proud to say that, and I'm not pointing fingers. I blame me. But we changed it from having some of the worst retention in the company to some of the best. And it's because and I'm not taking credit like patting myself on the back. I'm saying I took extreme ownership. And I said, it's going to start with I. And I made a point to contact everybody in my organization. This was just over a year ago. We were around 800 people. And honestly, I knew maybe 100, 150 face-to-face people in my organization. That was embarrassing. And so I did something very bold. I put out a message to my whole organization saying, I want to meet you. If I've never met you, I want to do a Zoom with you. It might only be 5 minutes, but I want to do a Zoom with you. I want to get to know you. I want to have a short conversation to open up the dialogue that we're partners, number one, that we're here to serve you, number two, and number three, I am a servant. I am in the hospitality industry, and you are my guest. Are you leading with that kind of love in your organization? I can see some of these people. I know you are. I know you are. I know Matthew does. I know Clark does for a fact, right? But I'm asking you, is there an opportunity in your organization to look at it like this? You have to be that emerging leader. And if you're at 20 agents in your organization, 50, 100, 500, like I said, you are an emerging leader to people below you. Even if you have one, you are now a leader to that one. It doesn't matter what level they're in my world, right? So number one, leadership. Number two, develop a strategy. If you had $1 million listing, if you had $20 million listings, if you had 50 or 100, as we equate this into the agent relationship, would you leave them alone? Would you never talk to them and call them? Would you say, well, somebody else is going to handle them on my team? That wouldn't happen, right? We'd be purposeful about reaching out and having communication and make sure they're happy. Make sure everybody in my organization in this listing, visual is on the same page of what they want to have is that customer experience. Is the agent not your customer? 100%. Thank you for everybody nodding your head, or a good portion of you. So develop a strategy to communicate, to have an ease of communication, a line of communication for your people. Right? I did this through Zooms. I did a 5-minute Zoom, and I set the stage that, hey, Matthew, you and I are going to have a 5-minute Zoom, but it's all about you, man. I want to put a face to a name. I want to have a virtual coffee date with you for 5 minutes. I wish I had more time, but this is just an initial. I want you to have access to me. I'm going to give you my number, the way to contact me, the best ways to get the channel to connect with me. And I'll make you a promise. You'll never feel left alone again. Right? And I've had 400 of these 3-way calls now in the last year and a half. 400, and they're very rewarding, and they're very time consuming. And sometimes it's not what I want to talk about. And sometimes they just need to be heard. And sometimes they're talking about things that are not serving them, and I want to coach them, but it's not a coaching call. It's a loving call. It's a membership, it's a partnership call. So if we can come from that belief system that we are in the hospitality industry. I came from that industry, being in the hotel industry, so I understood that at a deep level. It doesn't, your commitment to them, your involvement with them, number 3, does not have to be spectacular. I was going to have some cute Halloween thing. It doesn't have to be spooktacular. The bottom line is you don't have to be spectacular. You have to be available. You have to emerge as a leader and be available. Sometimes it's just directing them to something they may need maybe being a voice for them to understand. Real estate's frustrating right now. It's probably the most frustrating time we've seen in our careers. 20 years for me, some of you longer, some of you shorter. It's the most uncertain, frustrating time in real estate we've ever seen. But somewhere they're closing trillions of dollars in commissions. Somewhere, right? So get your fair share of that, but inspire your people to plug in to you as a leader and then offer some of these things to them. Listen, you can do trainings that don't have to be, again, spectacular. Don't be in a place of neutral because you don't know what to do. Put it in gear and make a mistake. It's okay. You could have a training on the most basic things EXP provides. Matter of fact, you can lean on senior partners, on corporate staff. There's lots of people at your disposal. You don't have to be a Brent Gove to call Amy Weaver or Sean or Leo or anybody else in this company and say, I'm having a team call. We're going to record it. I don't know how many people will be on it, but it'd be a lot of value if you join us for even 10 minutes and share some vision of what this company's doing. That connects them higher than just you. All right. So it doesn't have to be amazing. You can invite guests. You could have services, team calls. All these things are going to create this community, this continuity with you guys that now we've probably got some of the tightest community in the company, in our organization. And I'm proud of that. Because we worked for it, right? And it's not this or that or you and them. It's us. That's how it's got to be. Leaders, you can all meet on Zoom very easily. You could do a weekly call. And I started calls with Don and Tom when we had, I joke, we had tens of people on the call, tens of people. And now it's very common for us to have 50, 100 people on some of our calls, right? So again, it doesn't have to be spectacular. It has to be consistent, just like you would want to be if you joined a new company, what was going on, right? Many of you have pretty significant organizations. And do you know everybody in your organization? The answer is no for sure. I just know. It's no for sure. That's the equivalent of working for Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, and never meeting the broker because you are a senior partner to them. And so don't expect level 1, 2, 3, or somebody to be doing it for you. Reach in, reach down, reach up, reach over, and reach to people and let them know that you're part of the problem or part of the solution and get out of the way of the problem. All right? So my apologies. Thank you. I hit the mute button with my finger. Automate. You can automate a lot of things in your organizational business, but be careful. This is where you can go slippery slope. Automating too much makes them feel unloved, unappreciated, and unheard, right? I've had that experience as well where I really got really powerful with it and over automated to the point to where they muted me as in they get my message. They don't listen to it. They don't hear it. They don't believe it's really me. So we involved video. And so it's like, hey, it's Randy. This is not some AI bot. It's me. I'm your partner. I love you. I want to support you. What can we do for you? Yes, I pre-recorded this because I have a large organization, but you're important to me. Respond. Trust me. Try me. I will respond back to you. All right. So having that kind of bold dialogue with them that I'm into your business and I want to help you, right? So you can automate some things that are valuable. You can automate, for instance, weekly or monthly newsletters that have value about EXP, value about the market. There's some value proposition things you could automate, but don't try to automate yourself. You could scale. You could bring in VAs. You could bring in people to help you, assistants, director of operations, all these different things, but they have to be an extension of you, not replace you. Please don't let them replace you, but only be an extension of you. All right. So when we think about like adding VAs and the messages, right? I get messages from Brent that is from a VA. It's obvious. It's his assistant, right? It's a virtual assistant. But Brent's also the first guy to pick up FaceTime and FaceTime me regularly, weekly, biweekly, all the time, right? Are you hiding behind a text message or an email? Or are you picking up a FaceTime going, hey, Matt Moreno, man, it's Randy Bird, man. Good to see you. How are you doing? It could be 2 minutes. It's valuable. Literally, I'll like, hey, I'm darting into a restaurant right now, but I thought of you and I called you. I'm making an action. When I see you, Clark Broom, I think of just greatness. And I just wanted to reach out and say, hey, I got to go into the restaurant right now, man. But if you need anything, I'm here for you. that little 30-second means a lot. It means a lot, right? So don't get too automated with this. Make sure you're bringing this in. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, and I said a little bit earlier, and I'm turning it back over to Brent. Stay humble. Stay humble. Be a servant, right? Serving makes you more like Jesus. I'm going to read this and bear with me. Matthew 20:28. Even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and give his life as a ransom for many. If you don't learn how to serve others, you will never grow to spiritual maturity. In fact, you'll be a spiritual baby your entire life. I'm going to leave you with that today, because that is the business that we're in. We're in a place that we need to mature. We need to grow as leaders. And we need to support our people with a place of servitude. And I hope that helps you today. Brent, thank you, brother.
Money. Thank you, Randy. That was spot on. Everyone wave at him, give him a shout out. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Couple closing comments. As we know, that was so good, Randy. Thank you. I loved it. Couple closing comments. Number one, on these 1% clubs, do not leave a full galley view, because I went through, I was like, I just scroll through to see who's on. I know you guys do it too. I do it on the alpha calls, but then get off that, go back to speaker view, because I've seen some people just talking, chewing gum, doing chin-ups, it's distracting. So right now I'm going to swipe speaker view, not because I'm a narcissist, but you need to focus. That's why I'll just give you a little secret. You want to get more out of church? Sit in the front row, sit in the second row. You sit in the back row. We call that up row. The back row's up row, because you're going to be looking at everyone getting up to go to the bathroom and coming back. You're going to be looking at anything happening in the room, and you will break concentration. I mean, you went to church, you might as well listen to the pastor or the synagogue leader or wherever you go to church. But I can tell you this, I'm a front rower in life. Are you a back seat? You front rower, baby. I'm front rower. The leaders are front row people. So leave your phone on speaker view. We got like 1 minute. I want to say this. If you are not a part of attractboss.com, I think it's the number one real estate agent attraction platform in the country. I did not tell Randy I would do this, but you should try it for a month. Most programs are a year. It's month to month. You don't like it? Leave it. $197, you're out. It's usually $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. You can be a part. They go every day. You don't have to go every day, but it's happening every day. You can watch them call Remax agents, Compass agents, Keller Williams agents, and get appointments. It's every day. So that's www.attractboss.com. Check it out. Try a month. This will not bankrupt you. And if it is a lot of money for you, you need it more than you think. Do what it takes. Finally, number two, and I got a bunch of notes, but I want to honor our 30 minutes. The EXP super rallies are coming up. These are not just meetings that your leaders in your area are putting on. This has the full support of Glenn Sanford, Michael Valdez, Leo Pareja, Jason Gessing, Gene Frederick, myself, everyone. This is a big deal. In Sacramento, November 2nd, at Cata Madera, it's going to be, lunch is served. Get there. Look, it costs money. Yes, I wish that it could all be free. Stuff costs money. So get there. Come find out in your area where the super rallies are. If someone knows, Rob, you can put in the chat, there's a link that shows you all 29 locations in North America. Be a part of it. Go. That you want to grow, you go. Don't think, I'm going to skip it. Good luck. Skip your goals and dreams in life. Anyways, we're going to cut here because it is 5:01. We're going to start in 8.5 minutes on Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. Don't miss it. We'll see you there. Love you guys. Bye from Puerto Rico. I can walk now. Gave my wheelchair back to the front desk. I am walking. I'm rising like the phoenix on Randy Bird's ball cap right there, baby. From the ashes. Love you guys.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me, Brent. Appreciate you, man. Glad you're doing well. See you guys.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.